2 new brawlers, an entirely new trophy system, 6 new buffies, new game modes, and much more coming into the next Brawl Stars update. And today, I'm going to break it all down so you know what to expect and how it will affect you. Let's start with the biggest change to the game, and that is the new trophy system. The new Prestige trophy system will start with the next trophy season, so about 11 days from when this video is published. When that happens, any brawler over 1,000 will be reset back to 1,000 for the final time. After that, there will never be another trophy reset. Here is how the new system is going to work. They are removing cosmetic items from records and moving them to a track for every brawler, similar to how Masteries was. You'll get these rewards as you progress in trophies for that brawler until you hit 1,000 trophies, which will no longer be called Max Tier, but Prestige 1. At Prestige 1, you'll get the normal Gold Brawler title for that brawler, and if you already have 1,000 trophies with them, then you'll instantly receive that prestige and you can claim all the rewards that you haven't gotten for them yet. Along with it, you'll get a cool new neon badge and a battle card, and then after that, you'll gain prestige trophies for that brawler. If you gain another 1,000 prestige trophies with the same brawler, you'll make it to Prestige 2. And if you make it there, you'll get a cool new looking rank badge to flex, but if you keep going and can make it all the way to Prestige 3, you get a brand new neon brawler title, and these are all new titles for every brawler, and they're really going to be a flex because it will be rather tough to make it there. They showed Lily's new title right behind you, but all of the brawlers will be getting brand new titles, including one that I picked out for Crow that he should have had from the very beginning.
I'm the boss of bosses!
If you know, you know. A few really cool notes about the new trophy system that I noticed. First off, you'll be winning 10 trophies per game instead of the old 8. Also, the new win streak bonus can go up to 10 instead of 5 like it is now, so get a good streak going and you could be gaining 20 trophies per game. That being said, after Prestige 2, you'll no longer receive win streak bonuses, which will make Prestige 3 even harder to get. The next thing is pretty important. They are changing the matchmaking system entirely. It will no longer be based on your trophies, but rather an MMR based upon your skill. So you might play people higher or lower than you in trophies, but they should be similar in skill. So when you push really high in prestige, you're going to be facing tough competition, making those higher prestiges really special. The old prestige system will be moved to your legacy stats on your profile, which I just got one. But at least I got one, it'll live there. Now there is quite a bit more to the system they haven't told you yet, and I'm not allowed to, but I will in sneak peeks coming, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see that. Also in those sneak peeks, I'm going to show you the brawlers, but let me break down those brawlers for you right now, starting with the ultra legendary brawler Sirius. Sirius will be the 100th brawler coming to the game, not counting, of course, Buzz Lightyear, which we don't really talk about. Sirius is the first true villain brawler in the game. He used to be a performer in Star Park doing shadow puppet shows until people kind of started losing interest in that, and that made him mad and jealous. So he harnessed the power of the gems to be able to steal brawlers' shadows, and now is back to seek his revenge. At max level, he will have 7,400 hit points. His main attack is actually 2 attacks. One that goes straight, and the other is a bomb that is launched like a normal thrower would throw a shot. And that one does area damage. Now, each one of these attacks deal 1,200 damage, so if you hit both, you're looking at 2,400 damage per shot, which is pretty good. Now, the reason for his ultra legendary status is because he can steal brawler shadows and then summon them to fight for him. Now, there's a little indicator next to his ammo bar that you see that increases when he was landing attacks. Then when he uses his super, he will summon that amount of shadows to do his bidding. You can summon up to 3 shadows at once, but in the video, we see that he had more than 3 shadows at one point, so I'm guessing you'll be able to summon more by using the super and then continuing to attack and then summoning more again. And if that's true, then this could get really wild. Another trick with his super is that you can control the shadows with it. By targeting an area with it, you can have shadows guard a certain area or focus on a certain enemy. Now, the shadows themselves don't seem to have like the entire health pool of the brawler that they clone, but still, just imagine being a single shot brawler and having to deal with 3 or more of these shadows charging at you. Yikes. Also, it seems you'll be able to sort of decide which brawler shadows you summon by choosing who you attack. So it looks like if you want to summon tanks or whatever brawler, you attack that brawler and build up those shadow charges, and then when you summon them, that's the brawler that will be summoned. Sirius will also be releasing with his hypercharge as well, and they said that whenever you activate it, it will summon stronger and faster shadows. What's even cooler is that there's going to be a special launch event for the Brawler. Now, they said that it was still a work in progress, but we saw the screen, and that said that if you win a match with every Brawler, you will unlock Sirius. And again, this is not confirmed, and we didn't see all of the details, so don't quote me on it, but that's what it looked like to me. So if that's true, then that is freaking awesome. So how good will Sirius be? My guess is very strong, but I'm going to be putting him to test 1v1 versus every Brawler in the game, so again, look out for that sneak peek coming soon. But Sirius isn't the only Brawler coming in this update, as we will also be getting a second one named Naja. Naja is a mythic damage dealer and part of Finks' trio. Now this Brawler has 6,800 hit points at max level, but more interestingly, has a totally new mechanic coming to Brawl. With her main attack, she fires off a slow-moving jar that contains a snake. While this jar is in the air, you can actually aim it again and redirect it, essentially firing twice. If the initial slow-moving jar hits, it looks like it deals 800 damage. But when you unleash the second shot, a snake appears from the jar, and if that shot lands, it deals an initial 1440 to 1600 damage. In Brawl Talk, we actually saw both numbers, so perhaps there's a difference tied to a star power, or perhaps there's been some balancing at some point in testing. Either way, after that initial damage, it then inflicts poison over time. Now, we did see a lot of poison damage, and it's hard to tell what is what, but what I think is happening is that it will deal some smaller poison damage from the jar itself, while the snake deals higher poison damage. Again, I don't know how long the poison lasts or exactly which one was which, but it's a lot of poison damage. Now for her super, she throws 3 snake jars that splash poison damage as well, and then they spawn snakes out of there with 3,200 hit points each that will seek out enemies. What's more is that you can either throw this super like normal, or it looks like you'll be able to fire a normal shot and then launch that super from that snake jar, giving you even more range and control over the super. Also, there was a couple times where when Naja took out an enemy, a little snake appeared. Now, I saw it happen a couple times, but not every time. So I'm going to guess that maybe that was one of her star powers, was a snake spawning upon landing a killing blow. Now, her point damage doesn't look wild, but any Brawler with poisons can be very strong and really annoying to play against. Again, more info on Naja in my sneak peeks coming soon. Now, we're also getting 6 new Buffies along with some reworks. The Brawlers getting Buffies this update are going to be the Retropolis trio with Bull, Crow, and BB, as well as the Rumble Jungle trio with Bo, Nita, and Leon. So let's go over them all and find out who the next 6 overpowered Brawlers are going to be in the game. Once again, they're going to be reworking some of the abilities along with the Buffies. So let's start off with Crow. His current defense booster gadget, the shield one, is being reworked. Instead of just providing a 40% flat damage shield for 3 seconds, now it will take any poison damage left on the enemy, instantly deal that damage, and then give him a shield for the amount of damage that is dealt. This is actually a nerf to that gadget in terms of defense, but it does have more uses offensively, and if you have his gadget Buffy, it'll still deal that damage, but then it will refresh the duration of the poison on the target, which is kind of cool, and also it synergizes with another Buffy, which I'll show you in a second. His second gadget, Slowing Toxin, is also being reworked. Currently, when you press the gadget, it slows anyone that you've got poisoned for a couple seconds, but now this gadget will be aimable, and not only will it slow, but it'll also deal damage. However, you will have to aim it well to get that damage. I mean, you can auto-aim and just click it, but that's not a guaranteed hit. If you have the Buffy gadget, it will bounce from the first target and go to a second target with the same effects, the damage and the slow. Crow's star powers are not getting changed. However, if you have his star power Buffy, it'll give these effects. For his extra toxic star power, it'll give him more damage for each target that he has poisoned. So potentially like in a 3v3 match, if you have everybody poisoned, you're going to be dealing with quite a bit more damage. For his carrying Crow's star power, the Buffy will make his poison last slightly longer. That by itself is not like crazy strong. Annoying, yes, but not like crazy strong. However, if you combine this with his insta-poison gadget, it will increase the shield strength that you get, since the gadget takes into account all of the poison duration left, which is pretty cool. And for his hypercharge Buffy, it will make his main attacks boomerang back to him after reaching max distance, just like we've seen in the past from some special events, which again is very strong. BB is getting one gadget reworked, but everything else in her kit will remain the same. The rework gadget is her extra sticky gadget. Instead of slowing targets with a bubble, this gadget will now be aimable. She will be able to throw bubble gum on the ground, slowing enemies. If you have the gadget Buffy, the gum on the ground will slow targets more the longer the gum is on the ground. At one point, we even saw Frank basically unable to move at all. Seems kind of cracked. Now, her other gadget isn't changing, but with a Buffy present, it will also instantly charge her home run bar, and then her next attack will restore a percentage of the damage dealt as health. Again, seems pretty strong. If you have her star power Buffy, for her home run star power, the speed one, your home run attack looks like it'll deal about 20% more damage. However, for her shield star power Buffy, you'll gain a shield whenever your bubble hits a target. And then her hypercharge Buffy will make her main attack unload really fast due to like a really short windup time. BB's looking pretty strong for the next update. And then the final Retropolis Brawler Bull is getting both of his gadgets reworked as well as Buffy's all around. For his T-Bone Injector gadget, it will now be aimable, and if you hit a target, it will deal damage and heal Bull. But if you have his gadget Buffy, it will also mark that target for 5 seconds, and whenever you deal damage to it, it will lifesteal, healing you even more. For his other gadget, Stomper is also seeing a rework. Now, whenever you press the gadget, it will stomp the ground around you, slowing an enemy. However, if the enemy is already slowed, it will just full-on stun them. If you have the Buffy, it will also grant Bull movement speed. For his Berserker star power, if you have the Buffy for it, it will instantly charge your super whenever you kill a brawler with that charge. So if you charge an enemy with your super and kill them, you get your super right back. Sort of like Fang's Fresh Kick star power. For his Tough Guy star power, if you have the Buffy, it will make Bull invincible for a short amount of time if you defeat a brawler while that star power is active, so at low health. And for his Hypercharge, if you have the Buffy for it, his main attack will pierce enemies. However, enemies that are further away will take less damage than those close up. Now for the Rumble Jungle Trio, and first is Nita. None of her gadgets, star powers, or hypercharge are being reworked, so let's look at what her Buffies will do. Her gadget Buffy will have the following effects. The Faux Fur gadget will give Bruce and Nita an invulnerability shield for a short time. But with her stun gadget Bear Paws, it will add what looks like 50% more damage to the first hit after the stun. Her star power Bear With Me with a Buffy will allow both Nita or Bruce to overheal each other, giving them a shield, and this looks crazy strong. However, her Hyper Bear star power with a Buffy will give Nita a big reload speed boost while she is summoning Bruce. For her Hypercharge, if you have the Buffy, it will cause Nita to fire longer, faster, and wider for her main attack. Next is Leon. Again, no reworks to base gadgets, star powers, or hypercharges, but the Buffies here are really good. For his Clone Projector gadget, it's not getting a rework, but they are buffing it in a way, as the clone itself can deal a very small amount of damage. But with the gadget Buffy, you can activate the gadget again and swap places with the clone, which is freaking wild and really make you want to kill that clone quick. Like you can't just ignore it anymore. For his Lollipop Drop gadget, when buffied, you and your teammates will gain movement speed inside of it, plus it's now throwable. His star power Smoke Trails will still make you go fast, but with a Buffy, his first attack after he is visible will gain damage increase, which looks to be about 15% more or so. For his Invisi-Heal star power, the Buffy will make his super last longer. Kind of like what the Mythic gear used to do, which by the way, again, all those gears that are, I think it's the Epics and the Mythics, they're going to be going away. If you have them, you'll get refunded that money back straight to you in your inbox. And then for Leon's Hypercharge Buffy, they said that it'll make him deal full damage regardless of the distance. However, in the Brawl Talk, the damage definitely wasn't full damage and it dropped as he went further away, although it still did more damage than normal from that range. But I mean, they said full damage, so it's probably just a dev build thing with their recording. I don't know. And then finally, we have Bo and his Buffies. They look absolutely wild. Like, get ready for a Bo meta, which means I'm going to die many, many times with those mines. My kryptonite. His Super Totem gadget is not being changed, but now it's throwable, as well as with a Buffy, the radius of this effect is greatly increased, and that is very strong. His Tripwire gadget is being reworked though. Instead of just detonating the mines, he will fire tripwires at them, and if you hit an enemy with these tripwires that he fires, they will deal the same damage as the mines themselves, and then they'll blow up the mines too. And as if that wasn't strong enough, with a Buffy, the radius of those explosions will be even bigger. Cool. Bo's star power Circling Eagle will still give him sight in nearby bushes, but with the star power Buffy, whenever he attacks, Bo will not be visible. great. Like, even the grass is going to be shooting at me now. For his Snare Bear star power, if you have the Buffy, it will greatly increase the trap placement speed, which means I really won't be able to see them put him down. Dude, Bo's mines always get me, I swear. And then finally, to top it all off, for his hypercharge Buffy, Bo will fire an extra arrow, and these arrows will have a bigger explosion radius. Yeah. This is fine. This is fine. Now, when these new Buffies arrive, there will be a new claw machine for these 6 brawlers, as well as every month we are going to be getting a mega quest that will grant 1 Buffy for free, which is awesome. But speaking of hypercharges, both Glowbert and Pierce will be getting theirs. For Pierce, if you use his super while hypercharged, it will fire off 2 rounds of shots to his super, which was already strong as heck. And for Glowbert, his hypercharged super will unleash his fear in a massive 360-degree area, fearing everyone near him. We're also going to be getting rush events, where when you press a button and it's active, you're going to be getting more resources for winning matches while that is active. There's going to be events for coins, power points, trophies, and even chaos drops. So you'll want to make sure to get the best use out of these things. Now, of course, we also will be getting some new skins as well. The Sands of Time skins are going to be one of the themes, and in them, we're going to be getting Sandstalker Lily and a couple of chroma versions of that, Sultan Cordelius, and again, as well as his chroma versions. There's going to be Bodyguard BB with a cool looking super. Then we have 8-bit in a jar. It's Canopic 8-bit, but it's 8-bit in a jar. There's Dynasty Doug, which keeps reinforcing my belief now that Doug is absolutely the coolest dude in Star Park. Saying. And then Magic Lamp, Larry, and Lori. But in the season after that, we are getting dragons and fairies. Now, the 2 Brawl Pass skin sets are going to be for Bonnie and Griff. Both of them look pretty darn cool. There's Fairy Mina, and then there's Fairy Frank. Which, what the fuck? Then for the dragons, we have one for Maisie and one called Dragron. But the coolest, by all means the coolest of them all, comes in the new Pro Pass skin. It's for Crow. He starts as a cute little dragon, but he slowly builds, and once hypercharged, it looks so freaking good. And add some hypercharged skins in there as well, the chroma versions, and yeah, Supercell, just go ahead, take all of my money now. I will mortgage my house, and you can have it using code Lex, of course. Seriously, the skin looks really freaking dope. Also, please don't take my house, Supercell. And some other random skins are for Trunk with Royale Trunk, a Clash Royale inspired log skin. Bertaglow is a nice one for Glowbert. And then an April Fool's skin for Melody, where she's a balloon, not an inflatable toy. Yeah, I see you. You disgust me. And then we have Bruce Nita, where Bruce is Nita and Nita is Bruce. Makes perfect sense. So then lastly, let's talk about some new game modes. The wildest of them is called Loaded Showdown. With this, the power cube boxes will spawn wild objects rather than just cubes. Some of them contain items where you can throw them or roll them, like ninja stars or bowling balls. I saw some other power-ups in there, like a health power-up and a damage power-up it looked like, and even a bumper car. Because I mean, why not? This mode looks freaking wild, and even though I'm not a big Showdown player, I want to try this one. There's a reskin version of Samurai Smash, but with Sirius, where you have to kill more shadows and collect the little moons to win. And then there are new boss fights in like a dungeon-style maps. I think I saw a big Dragon Crow boss, and I don't think I can bring myself to kill him. Aww. Then we have a couple of new modifiers. One of them gives a Finks super effect to the whole map by slowing projectiles down periodically. And then there's one where it spawns sandy storms in various places, which both of these look like they're going to be fun to play around with. Okay, holy moly, that was a lot, but actually, there's even more that you don't know about. So come back tomorrow for more sneak peeks. Now, here, collect this free cosmetic and get out of here. Get out of here. Yo, get out of here. Don't mess with my crew. Why did I just turn into Crow? Because of that skin. I love it. I love it. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.